and welcome to Cal State Fullerton's The Report with the latest news, views, and info to go. I'm Christina Rasband.
I'm Sarah Fenton.
And I'm Jen Moynihan.
Today we will start by discussing some hot topics, including new tech-savvy exams in Orange County, the latest action thriller hitting theaters, and Governor Jerry Brown's water conservation mandate.
Beyond our discussion, we have reports on current CSUF events, about one student organization gaining traction on campus, updates on commencement, and a conference honoring women.
And finally, we conclude with some local and national news on Governor Brown's plan to reduce traffic tickets in California, the return of the world's largest particle smasher, and more.
But first, we'll begin with our segment called Hot Topics, where we'll discuss the top trendings of the week. Will number 2 pencils soon cease to exist? The dreaded yellow penciled star testing days soon might be over with the new Common Core exams arriving. With the technology era taking over, pencils, paper, and textbooks are now becoming a thing of the past. Nearly 260,000 students across Orange County are set to take the Smarter Balanced assessments on iPads and laptops. What do you think? Should kids be forced to take their exams on electronic devices, or have the option of choosing between paper and pencil or a laptop?
I don't think it's a big deal from the switch from paper and pencil to laptops. I mean, it's just schools moving along with technology. I think the big deal is the fact that they're changing the whole way that everything is being taught in the school during the year, so then it matches the school, the testing. I mean, that's a bigger deal. Maybe they're using this as like a symbol of the old way and the new way, but I think go ahead, take your tests on laptops.
Yeah, I mean, I think like what you were saying, anytime they can use technology to improve education with students or to improve testing is a great idea. The fact that whether or not it's mandated that tests can only be electronic, I think is a different issue. But I think the core of this is not necessarily like technology or not, pencil and paper or computer. I think it's the controversy about Common Core in general. Like, there's so much controversy in the United States right now about, you know, the new testing system, like you were saying, how it's completely transforming the education system in a lot of our high schools. And it's gotten a lot of backlash from people. It's focusing on critical thinking skills rather than just memorization skills. So I know for students in high school, when they take their exams, it's multiple answers that could be right, or fill in the blank versus, you know, one answer that fits the description. So I don't know, it's a tough one.
Yeah. I don't know, for me personally, when I was looking at Common Core, I used to be an education major and then I switched to but we looked a lot at the Common Core, and what I ended up finding through research is that is one of many different ways of the whole school system trying to change how things are going for the students. And they've tried many different ways to approach children to get them to learn different aspects and stuff. But with Common Core, like you said, there's getting a lot of backlash. But we have to focus on what we're talking about. So technology and stuff with those new innovations, I think it's great that the schools are actually trying to stay up with technology. Because for us in the real world, we're using our laptops, we're using our cell phones. So why not have those kids in school use those too?
Did you hit the movie theater this weekend to catch the opening of Furious 7? The much-awaited movie surpassed expectations, ranking in $143 million for 4,000 locations according to Rentrack estimates. The movie has become the 9th biggest opening film of all time. Furious 7 pays tribute to actor Paul Walker, who passed away November of 2013 in a car accident with friend Roger Rodas. Did you guys watch the movie? What did you think about it? If you haven't seen it, are you going to?
Well, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I've seen all the other Fast and the Furious films, so I'm super excited to see it. And I've heard from people that did see it that it was really great and that it moved them to tears in the end just because they did a really great tribute to Paul Walker.
That's awesome. I think Paul Walker's a cutie, so I haven't seen all the movies ever, so I might have to start from the first one. But I think it's really great that I looked at statistics online and they went into the movie, I think, with over $200 million budget, and what they ended up making the first week in box office was, I think it was like 147 million. Wow. So they almost doubled, or not doubled, but like reached their halfway mark for their budget, which is really, really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I saw most of the movies that they made. I didn't see all of them. I haven't seen the last one, but I'm definitely seeing it soon. But at the movie theater next to the gym that I work at, they actually brought in cars for the opening weekend. And so I thought that was super cool that they brought in like a truckload of these cars that, I don't know if they represented cars from the movie, but people were taking pictures with them. And I guess they were doing it at a lot of the locations. So I thought that was an awesome way to kind of like market the movie and get people talking, and then you get pictures with the car too.
That's really
awesome.
cool. Yeah.
No, but I definitely want to see it. I heard the ending brings you to tears, so I'll bring my tissues with me.
Well, and didn't you say something that Paul Walker's brother also?
Yeah, he finished
in it,
the scenes that Paul Walker couldn't finish.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to see how they did that with the brother. I think they did some kind of like technology on his face to put Paul Walker's face on his brother, but I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I'm really glad they finished the movie too.
Yeah.
I think it's a really great tribute to him.
Yeah.
Governor Jerry Brown ordered a 25% water reduction across California last week. The state is now in its 4th year of the drought with no relief in sight. Brown also ordered 50 million square feet of lawns across California to be changed to drought-tolerant landscaping and suggested individuals replace old appliances with water-efficient models. Will the 25% reduction prove to be effective? Should California consider these drought-reducing plants? And do you help conserve water?
I think we have to remember that California is a desert, and so we do have time periods where we are in a drought, and we also have time periods where we have a lot of rain. Unfortunately, we are in that time period of a drought, and so, but it's a cycle. It keeps happening over and over again, and I think people just keep getting surprised every time it does happen. But if you look back at history, it's happened over and over, and we just do need to conserve water. We need to know how to conserve water, and that's it.
I think you hit it right there, is that we always say conserve water.
Yeah.
But how do we conserve water? I mean, that phrase gets put in our heads all the time, like, we'll make sure to conserve water, but we never really talk about how we should conserve water. Mm-hmm. I think it would be really great if the school systems, like elementary schools, started implementing classes to teach children how to conserve water. Maybe have them hands-on with different facets of water, like a sink or something, or a little shower.
Yeah.
I don't know, but something that they'll remember and actually use throughout their whole life.
Yeah.
To make it more interactive?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. I think Governor Brown was, or they had implemented some sort of drought-tolerant landscaping, which I think is great considering the fact that a lot of our sprinklers water the cement and not the grass.
Yes.
So I feel like that's definitely going to help, and it's definitely a good way to conserve water. But at the same time, only 11% of our water is being used by us.
Mm-hmm. I know we're in a process right now of transferring from grass to water-resistant, or whatever it's called. We're putting gravel over where our grass was, so we haven't been watering it for a while, so it's now just dirt. And so now our community said, all right, you have to do something with the dirt, so put rocks over it. We're not watering it, so that saves water there, and obviously take shorter showers. I know some local news stations are saying conserve water, shower with a neighbor. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I'll pass.
I'll go with taking shorter showers, not showering with my neighbor.
I don't want to shower with my neighbors.
Me either.
No,
I'm good.
thanks.
Not the most attractive people, but okay.
We'll go with the shorter ones, but
well, I think it'll surprise people, because I was looking at different statistics online about how much water we waste taking a shower, and a normal 10-minute shower that some people take, it's about 40 to 50 gallons of water that you're wasting. And so some people were saying, well, you turn on the shower, lather up, shut it off, and then once you're lathered, turn it back on to just wash it all off, which could save some time, but I kind of like just meditating in the shower. So I don't know, you gotta weigh things out.
I know.
But, yeah, conserve and learn. Titan Innovation encourages students from different departments to work together to produce industry-level projects at a collegiate level. To talk more about the movement with us today, we have Christian Sanchez and America Bernal, who are the leaders of the student collaboration movement. We also have James Wang here, who is the leader of the UAV team. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, no, thank you.
Thank you for
for
having
us.
So, for those who didn't catch our previous episode, can you tell us a little bit more about Titan Innovation?
Of course. So Titan Innovation is a student-led movement that we implemented here on our campus. And so what we're working on is basically having students from different disciplines come together to work on industry-level projects and bring it to a collegiate level. So we want students to gain the experience of what it would be like to work in an industry, but bring it to a university setting. So right now we are partnered with engineering. So there's a partnership between business and engineering to push forward this movement. So as, for example, currently we have about 7 business students working on a crowdfunding campaign to send our Suave team to their competition in Maryland, which they will be flying a unmanned aerial vehicle on a military base. So we're working together to have them go to their competition, and as part of this movement, this is what our focus is, just bringing out projects.
So, how do you think Titan Innovation will bring the campus together?
So bringing everybody together, we first listened to the students and see what they wanted. And so every single university student, I mean, you're going to graduate soon,
I'm going
right?
to graduate.
And you're going to look for a job, right?
Of course.
And then once hired at that job, you're going to be working on a dynamic team, like on a executive board. And that executive board is going to be composed of all types of concentrations, which we in turn thought, well, if we're going to be doing this out in the real world, why can't we do this now? Expose these students as soon as possible to a dynamic field, and give them a chance to work on something that they're actually passionate about, so they can see their ideas flourish out there into the world. And that's the commonality, the common call on the university standing.
That's wonderful. So, can you tell us a little bit about the UAV team and what exactly you guys do?
Of course. The Titan UAV project is a student-led project that it's in its 3rd year right now. The goal of the project is to produce aircraft every year to compete in competitions where schools from all around the world are coming together to compete in different tasks. Our main focus this year is the competition out in Maryland on a military base. So what we've done is partnered with Titan Innovation and found a multidisciplinary group of students, which will be very similar to when all of the engineers involved in the project graduate and start working in the industry. So Titan Innovation is helping us bring together this multidisciplinary group, and very much makes the group similar to what you would work with in the real world.
Thank you, Christian, James, and America, for joining us today. For more information about Titan Innovation, visit their page at www.titaninnovation.org.
Attention all upcoming Cal State Fullerton graduates. With commencement right around the corner, it is important to keep updated with approaching deadlines. Commencement tickets are now being distributed. Caps and gowns are also being sold at the Titan shops. Make sure to watch the required video for all information at www.fullerton.edu/commencement. The report wishes all graduating seniors nothing but the best of luck.
Over 1,300 women attended Congressman Royce's annual conference at Cal State Fullerton on Saturday, where attendees had the opportunity to learn from several female career professionals and keynote speaker, former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. Let's take a look at the event.
If you hold your head up high, be assertive, and hold your ground, people respect that.
Female empowerment was the core theme at the Women's Conference on Saturday, where over 1,300 women from California's 39th Congressional District gathered at the campus of Cal State Fullerton for this sold-out event.
Today's Women's Conference is dedicated to celebrating women and providing them with the tools necessary to achieve personal and professional success. Today's event was hosted by Congressman Ed Royce, who's hosted the event since its beginning in 2009.
Well, I think one of the reasons that we have good attendance at this conference is because we show women how to do something, because we have these dynamic speakers with respect to getting ahead, because even though they're doing the work, let's take an example, we have representatives here from some of the IT sectors. Women tend to be quiet in the workplace. And so the strategy of finding a mentor, whether it's a woman or a senior executive who's male, and figuring out how to get assigned to the best projects, how to get advanced, in your field. It's a strategy for success.
Attendees had the opportunity to learn some of these strategies for success from panel discussions and workshops hosted by 11 female industry and lifestyle specialists.
I think these workshops highlight the diversity of women. It really shows they're in leadership positions, whether it be attorneys from Google or a chef that's really made their way in the community. It shows that women can be independent and they can be strong in the field of their choice.
Former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice also touched on these topics in her keynote address.
That's what I'd like to spend a little time talking with you about, this very special country that we are fortunate to be citizens of, and our responsibilities, and how we think about exercising those responsibilities in a world that is very desperately in need of American leadership.
Reporting for Titan TV, I'm Jen Moynihan.
And now we'll switch over to some updates in local news. Ticket no more. Governor Jerry Brown's budget for the upcoming fiscal year suggests amnesty for many individuals who have yet to pay that darn traffic ticket. Yes, you heard correctly, the A word was used. California has nearly $10 billion in court-ordered fines and fees, but Governor Brown's proposal would slash that in half. According to the Orange County Register, over a span of 18 months, the proposal would be for individuals with court-ordered debt for traffic infractions and some misdemeanors, would cut in half the owed amount and raise nearly $150 million. Brown's official budget report is set to come out next month.
WonderCon, a comic book convention that is second in overall attendance only to San Diego's internationally famous Comic-Con, was held last weekend, April 3rd through the 5th, 2015. The three-day event drew well over 60,000 attendees to the Anaheim Convention Center. Features of the event included panel discussions with industry experts, cosplay competitions, meet and greets with the artists, and the unveiling of trailers for upcoming movies. The biggest reveal of the convention, however, was the announcement that on Sunday that WonderCon, which has been held in Anaheim for almost half a decade, will be moving to Los Angeles in 2016 due to the fact that the event has outgrown Anaheim's ability to accommodate it.
In response to the devastating drought that has plagued California for the last 4 years, Governor Jerry Brown has released a historical executive order mandating substantial decreases to water within the state. In recent months, Brown has urged Californians to pull together in order to save water in many ways, and has already called for businesses, farms, and people in California to cut water use by 20%. The new executive order issued on April 1st will require the State Water Resources Control Board to trim water use by 25%, which will significantly impact usage by individuals. Similar measures were considered during a drought in California during the 1970s, but were never implemented.
And now we'll take a look at some of the latest news here in the U.S. and abroad. After 2 years of maintenance, the world's largest particle smasher is up and running once again. The upgrades made on the Large Hadron Collider are expected to double the collider's maximum collision capacity to speeds nearly the rate of the speed of light. Studies of these collisions will enable physicists to continue to explore the uncharted corners of the universe and expand research on dark matter and antimatter. National Science Foundation Assistant Director Fleming Krim said this energy regimen will open the door to new discoveries about our universe that were impossible as recently as 2 years ago.
Well, that's all we have on this edition of The Report. Join us next time for some more up-to-date news, views, and info to go. I'm Christina Rasband.
I'm Sarah Fenton.
And I'm Jen Moynihan. Stay fresh, Fullerton.